Okay, we gotta talk about this. Have you ever heard someone say to you that you can't debunk a review because it's just someone's personal opinion? If you've responded to reviews before, you've likely seen this kind of comment. I figured I'd briefly address this in a video because we need to have a conversation about what words mean and why that matters. You can debunk a review, and I have proof of this. To debunk something is to expose the falseness or hollowness of a myth, idea, or belief. A review shares beliefs and ideas about a piece of media. If beliefs and ideas can be debunked, then it follows that a review can be debunked. If the reasoning doesn't make sense, if the conclusion relies on misinformation or even flat out lies about the piece of media meant to cause outrage, then what's being said can be debunked. Sure, it's not an intrinsically false statement to say that the new Superman movie is a bad movie. However, saying that Lex Luthor has no reason to hate Superman is an intrinsically false statement. You can have whatever opinions you want, I don't really care. But if your reasoning is built on false information, I'm inclined to respond. The reason I decline requests to respond to reviews of people just stating things they praise about something, even if I think it's bad, is because there's no misinformation to address. They liked a movie, they talked about why they liked the movie, and that's pretty much the end of the story. I don't have anything to add other than my own thoughts on the movie, in which case I would just make my own separate video. The reason I respond to the reviews that I respond to is because I have direct counter-arguments to what they're saying, oftentimes because there is evidence in the work to refute what's being said. If you make a review on Breaking Bad and criticize it by saying Iron Man should have stopped Walter White, that's not just an opinion, you're also wrong. Likewise, you would dismiss someone claiming the show is bad because Tuco has super speed and never uses it to his advantage. Obviously, this isn't true, therefore making it an invalid reason to criticize the show. And yes, criticism can be factually wrong. You can be objective in determining if a criticism is valid or not. Likewise, if you were to defend something using false information or flimsy reasoning, then that can be just as invalid. If there's an editing error where a lamp was destroyed, but it appears in a later shot, you can't just say, well, the flash exists and replaced it with a new one. In this case, you're using false information to defend the work against criticism. Again, it's not just an opinion. It's also wrong. The common response I've seen to this is that because the validity of criticism is debatable, it is still subjective and an opinion can't be wrong. I'm not sure how that follows because just about anything you believe in can be debatable, including whether or not the earth is flat. I agree, an interpretation of someone's work can be debated amongst people, but you can still come to conclusions on a factual basis. Someone might pick up on something you miss, just like how you can pick up on something that someone else may have missed. Everyone is going to miss something or make a mistake somewhere along the way, but that is being human. That's not something to be afraid of, rather this highlights an opportunity to improve. It's not really productive to reject the idea that what you say can be fallible. If nobody can be wrong about what they say in their assessment, then everything is on the table. And when everyone's correct, no one will be. Jokes aside, the core point is the notion that nobody can be wrong about what they say about a piece of media is counterproductive and isn't useful feedback to response videos. It's not just their opinion when they're getting facts wrong. So with all of that said, yes, you can debunk a review, as I've debunked the notion that you can't. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to the channel if you want more. See you all later. Goodbye.